Well, it's 8, so we have a lot to get done. It's a tall order. I don't know if I can get it all done today, but we'll try. Got to get all the potatoes out. Got to spray the glyphosate. Got to plant these bushes over there. We got to fix chainsaw. We got to rake the yard. So I've got to get the 4-wheeler with the trailer and go over there and rake that whole thing of grass that's been piled up. And then if I get the saw fixed, then I can cut the tree on the patio and I can drag it over the hill and burn it. And then I need to clean the back of the truck out since it's dried. I can get the truck over the hill. And then once I get that done, I need to clean these dog kennels. I think that's it. Okay, well, I've got my first issue of the day. The key fob won't start the truck. It's got battery though, because if I hit the panic, it'll go, but everything turns on as it should. But when I turn it over, it doesn't go. So I'm gonna have to look up some solutions for that. Doing a little bit of digging. I'm gonna try starting it in neutral. That'll tell me one issue. That doesn't do anything. What happens when I swap the battery out? All right, let's see if this does anything. Nothing. This battery's just bad. Dude, this will save me so much time today. It's not a bad battery. Since it won't start in neutral, I know it's not the neutral safety switch. So it could either be a relay or bad starter solenoid or something corrosion. So let's dig around and see what kind of corrosion we can find. Starter solenoid relay. This is it here. Let's see if just wiggling it can knock some dust off. Maybe it'll do something for me. Let's see if that does anything. God, I hope it does. Okay, that doesn't do anything. K7 rear HVAC relay. Let's see if swapping. Okay, so I'm swapping the rear HVAC relay for the K3 starter solenoid relay. That did not work. Okay, so the run start relay works. Well, I bet we have some corrosion on the starter solenoid connections. I'll track that down. Oh man, this is so not on my list of things to do today. It's on the freaking driver's side, dog. I hate working in gravel, dude. Got the project table up. This one on this positive looks pretty corroded. So I'm gonna check that out and see if there's anything I can do to help that one. Nope. Do we have a bad ground somewhere? Nothing. That's next thing I want to try is the old hammer trick. I'm just gonna get under there and tap it. That's frustrating. So here's where I'm at with this. I'm looking at, this is the starter. All of this thing is the starter. So there's a connection here, which is, I believe, the ground, and on the back side of it is the power. This plug here is the ignition signal. So if there's power here, that is what starts the truck. I have, on the outside of this frame, there's a ground, so I cleaned this ground. There's a ground, but it's in behind the starter. There's no way to get to the other ground without taking the starter off. I believe that goes to the engine block. So I'm going to take my multimeter and I'm going to go to the ignition signal and see if that does anything. And then if that doesn't have anything, then that's going to be one of my issues. And then I'm going to go to the positive post, see if that has anything as well. We'll see what happens. Okay, so I've determined I have power at the big terminal, and then the little ground right here is good. So the only thing I can do to check by myself to know if the starter's good is by taking this insulated screwdriver and jumping the positive and negative together and see if it turns the truck over. I hate doing that while I'm laying underneath of it, but it's kind of one of those things, you know. And then I can't check this ignition signal plug by myself. I need somebody on top to turn the key over so that I can see on the multimeter if that's getting any signal. So for right now, I'm just going to move up and then check some relays, move some stuff around, and see if that does anything. And then I'll come back down and then try and jump it. I don't know. Okay, so I went through all the fuses, and it seems like they're all good. So starter relay, starter solenoid relay, run start relay, run relay. I mean, it all seems perfectly fine. So I swapped a bunch of these out, swapped J17 out, and I'm just going to try throwing the jump pack on the battery and see if it's just low voltage. Let's try low voltage, and then if low voltage isn't the issue, I'm going to go back down and do what I didn't want to do, which is take an insulated screwdriver and try jumping the thing straight from the starter so that I know if the starter's bad or not. Okay, let's do that. Okay, well, I've got the jump pack on it. I don't know how much charge the jump pack actually has. It says red. So if I have just spent the last 2.5 hours working on this freaking truck and getting all bloody and a mess, and it just had low voltage this whole time, I'm gonna throw something. If it had low voltage, it would still crank. It just doesn't make any sense. Let's crawl under the thing and see if we can jump start it with a screwdriver. Will it crank or not? Oh, well, it's not cranking when I cross them. So I wanna guess my starter's bad. All right, where'd my keys go? Dude.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. Your call cannot be Greensburg, O'Reilly. This is Rebecca.
Hey, do you guys have a starter for a 2012 Cummins, 6.7 Cummins?
Looks like I do. It's our Ultima remanufactured. It's $285 with a $40 core and a lifetime warranty.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. I might be over there later to get it.
You're welcome, and if so, we'll see you then.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
$280. Do I want to do a starter job today? Dude, it's so hot. This is awful. I haven't done a single thing on the list because I was just trying to move the truck out of the way. And I still have this chainsaw to do. And all the potatoes need to be taken out of the raised beds. Those bushes still need to be planted. I'm literally like dying right now. It is so hot. Now, I do not do summertime. This is terrible. The fact that summer is real is atrocious. Do not recommend. Spring, fall. Winter, give or take. Summer, no. Never. This is terrible. I got so much done in the spring. It's like I just need to hibernate between like May and September and then come out of hibernation until about December. And then from December, I go back to sleep till March. So I'm only around a couple months a year, really. Be like a super bear. Okay, what do I do? What do I do? If I can't move the truck, then I can't get the four-wheeler down there. If I can't get the four-wheeler down there or the mower down there, I can't finish the mow. I can still do the potatoes and stuff, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to walk up and down the hill. It's been 3 hours. I'm dirty and I'm sweaty and I'm already covered in blood. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And I don't want to drive to Greensburg. And I can't spray glyphosate with the tank because the truck's in the way. That's a lie. That's a lie. I can get around it. I have a trail on the other side of the property now. Sucks. Real field temperature. Feels like 100. Yeah, it does. I don't want to do any of this ever again. I don't like working on vehicles anymore. I want to just start and operate. Okay, so I just got done doing a little bit of research, telling myself that I wasn't going to do a starter job today. And it turns out it might not be my issue. I'm going to take a jumper wire and then connect it to the starter relay and bypass it to see if the starter is actually my issue instead of just taking the gas. Hopefully this starter does work, and if it does, thank God. So let me get this cut up and then let's go test it out. Alright, so I've got my jumper and my starter solenoid relay is K3. K3. So that's gonna be right here. $85.30. Okay, so it looks like 30 and 87 is what I'm going to be looking at. So I actually need to make a diagonal connection, so between this one and that one. So if I connect these two and it turns over, it looks like I'm just going to have a starting module issue with my ignition key itself. Oh God, I hope this works. Oh my God, it's working. Holy crap. Well, looks like this is my new key for my truck. I mean, starter's not bad, but it looks like this is a super common issue on a lot of Dodge trucks. You just need a jumper wire. Just take that jumper wire, find your starter relay. There's a, let's see if I can show you. So on this starter relay, between 30 and 87, so if you can see the 30 and then 87, it looks like there's a little switch there, right? So as long as you can see the little switch, all you have to do is orient it to where it's normally plugged in. It'll give you that number on the bottom. If it gives you that number on the bottom, orient it to where the fuse was plugged in, and then take a jumper wire, throw those two in there, and it should start. Okay, well, after that 3-hour dilemma, I got the truck moved over there, hiding behind the pear trees. So I'm gonna go eat some lunch, and then I'm gonna come back out and start what I was supposed to start this morning. So, yeah. Since we are on the trend of mechanic work, I've finally got the vents for the gas tank in the mail. So let's put a vent in this tank and see if that fixes my issue with hot starting. This saw just recently started not wanting to restart after it got hot. Cracked the tank, vacuum would seal, you know, come out, whatever, and then it'd be okay after it cooled down. I don't know. I've tried doing the update, but I'm just gonna throw this in there and see if it does anything. So if you look here, you can also see from the inside, there's a little hole right there. That is a vent, and that keeps the pressure buildup inside your tank out, so that doesn't vacuum and it won't work. These, well, it goes in like this. You're supposed to put it in from the top, and then this will poke out the bottom. I just need to find a way to pull this apart and then stick that in there. So I've just put all this back together. I've got the vent in now, but I've put all my screws back together. Top, on the sides here, everything. and I still have this screw. I, for the life of me, have no idea where this screw came from. And I'm just not seeing it. That sucks, but I have missed a screw and I see no holes. Not a clue. Let's throw a chain on this thing and get really, really hot running on a tree, and then see if it'll restart. And if it does, I will have fixed my vacuum issue, I think. Yeah, no vacuum. Better than before. All right. Throw a blade. Throw the bar and the chain back on this thing. And let's get going. Brand new chain. Okay. I have something to explain. So, a lot of times when you get a chain out of the box, it looks like this, or it might have two loops on the same side, or what have you. So, you just need to pass one side over top the other, or vice versa, one side underneath the other. Look at the direction of where the chain goes and see if it passes underneath or over top. If it passes over top or underneath, okay? In this case, this one passes over top. This one passes over top. So all you need to do is take this one side and go over the top to that side, and you've got a straight chain. Sometimes you'll have a loop on this side and a loop on this side. One will go over the top and one will go under. You might have to flip it one way to make two more circles that are both in the same direction. What I mean by that is they both go on over the top, and the other one also goes over the top, or the one goes underneath and the other one also goes underneath. At that point, you can pass it under if it's on the underside, or over if it's on the overside, and then you'll have what you want, a straight chain. Once you do it a couple times, it makes sense, but you just have to take my word for it. All right, so I've got this thing pretty hot. So let's see if it restarts. If it restarts, we've fixed it. All right, moving on. Go down to the step garden, spray glyphosate, go through all the drainages and spray whatever I can on the outer edges so that it stops growing up in there, and then spray the driveway and some spots around the house, but that shouldn't take too long. So I'm gonna get to this and then I'll be right back, and then we'll do potatoes. I've got 18 potato plants here and they're all starting to wither, so I think the skin is really thick and now they're probably good to go. So let's dig them all up. Bunch of red potatoes, one plant, man, one plant. We got one 5-gallon bucket of red potatoes. So I'm gonna take all these, put them to the side, and then I've got to take the stuff that is failing in the step garden and transplant it into the raised beds. So I've got to till these, prep them, and then take the peppers and some of the tomatoes out of the step garden that has just terrible soil in it, put them in here and hope to God they survive. Actually, I think I missed a spot. Jesus. I keep finding more potatoes. I might save this project for tomorrow and just move along and try to get some of the basics done today. But at least we got 5 gallons of red potatoes. I think getting those potatoes out of the ground was probably the last thing on my list for today. It's starting to get late in the evening and it's getting to the hottest point of the day. It is just a little over 100 degrees and I'm heat exhausted. So I'm gonna go inside and beat the heat and I'll be back out here tomorrow.